Hi, Denise. Wow. Okay, hi. Hi, everybody. It's Kim Overholt, your party artist, and welcome to Kim's Overholt Art and Entertainment Studio. I am your hostess with all the toast. My name's Kim Overholt, and I enjoy having fun with you guys here at my studio. And today's Monday. Today is Curtaining Monday. Excuse me for the tears. I laugh so hard sometimes I start to cry. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if you want to know a little bit more about me, check out my website, kimberholt.com. And look, we got a fresh page in which to do some cartooning with. Well, hey, why don't we do some cartooning today? And I'm glad that you're here. I am always trying to get something going with you guys and see what you're interested in and see what kind of response I get, because hey, I'm an artist. That's the kind of way I work. And some of the people that I like, I like to promote them too as I'm doing stuff. And as you know, I love Grumbacher, just because Grumbacher is like the people who take care of doing all of my paints, mostly Academy paints and things like that. And I have somewhere when I'm doing my art, I have my apron, and right now I have no idea where my apron is. So but it's around here somewhere, and it's my Grumbacher apron, which I always wear and adorn with their logo on it because I've been such a fan of them forever. Now, the other person that I like to talk about too a lot is this guy here. His name's Bob Ross. Bob Ross is like a great painter that used to come on Saturday mornings, afternoons almost, and on Channel 17, we used to watch him and go, why does he keep repeating himself doing the same painting? Well, not doing the same painting over and over again, but doing the same process every single time. I was like, okay, well, why does he do that? In the process is actually the key to all of doing your paintings. If you wanted to ever learn how to paint, he gives you all the whole process from like it's just right there, right in front of you, like a magician. You just gotta look and see, and you see the magic that goes on. Okay, and of course, there's the people that also like to follow as well. So there's the space weather news, of course. These guys, I like watching these guys because they give me, what's I say? Eyes open, no fear. Yes, yes, you always have to keep your eyes open. Always have your eyes. Always be aware of things that are going on around you. Don't just sit there and take a back seat on things. So know where you stand in your own life because if you are questioned one day, what are you going to say? I don't know. Somebody told me to do that. So what are you going to do with your life? Is this going to be? Oh, you're getting that question already. Eh? No. So what are you going to do with your life? If you really wanted to be an artist, do you think you would have taken a different path to becoming an artist, or would you think you would just be an artist? You would just be, right? It just would be. And the same thing goes like if there's only so far with things that they can tell you cannot do, and that's where you got to know where your limits are. And I want to show you a little bit about knowing where your limits are when it comes to doing things like art and cartooning and things like that to kind of see if you enjoy doing stuff like that, take it a little bit further and just doing something more for yourself. Because right now, um, corporations can have whatever they choose. It seems like everything, it's a free for all. But what they can't take is the stuff that you have in your own mind and the things that you can do to enhance other people's lives. And of course, doing art is a way of enhancing your life. I do believe that art enhances your life. It really does. And especially when you can do more than just the drawing or just maybe or just painting. But if you also enjoy doing, say, in the background, I got music. I do music. I'm very physical as well. Like I take it all in because it art has so much to offer. Put it that way. But it's good to do, and it's good for your body. It's good for your soul. It expresses you to the rest of the world too. And this is this great thing about doing art and knowing your place in the world, especially when it comes to art. Especially when it comes to art. Okay, so but anyways, today is Cartooning Monday. I don't want to get too deep. I just want to show you how to do some art and enjoy doing art. Okay, just for the art's sake. So Here we do have a blank page. We do. It's a nice blank page. Funny enough, I used to be clown. I used to be clown. Yes, I used to do the juggling, and I used to do play the ukulele, of course, and do all kinds of little things. I was also showing kids to get started about doing things like this, doing cartooning. So it's really easy. I want to start you with the basic steps as I always start with everybody, okay? So, first thing you have to remember, something to draw with and something to put it on. Next step, you just gotta have something to erase it with. Now, I have a kneadable eraser when I'm doing drawing, but when I'm doing this, I usually have an eraser, but I can't find it, so I'm just using paper towel right now and keeping a nice clean plate. So to get any kind of idea started. So what I usually start off with is basic. So you start with just making lines, just getting yourself used to not moving your hand to get a nice straight line. Other ways is trying to learn how to be more flexible with your arm as well, so you can make squiggly lines that kind of go up and down like that too. So you have to be flexible both ways. You have to also know where you can add things like squiggly into straight lines and create a pattern and make something really kind of neat and cool, blah, blah, blah. So you start off with just being able to practice getting a flow. Sometimes it's your whole body. You have to put your whole body into your art and just let it happen. I'd have soothing music right now, but all you can hear right now are fans. And it's just to keep the place nice and cool and free of rain, because it's raining outside right now, and it rains inside when it's moist, and it's been getting moist lately. I can see it. I'm looking up and I see uh, it wants to drip. Yeah, this is the kind of place that I live in. This is my studio. All right, so once you get used to doing those nice little curves and stuff like that, you can start practicing also. What happens to be good to be able to do is, of course, writing. Writing is always good. If you can improve your line quality, I'm always trying to improve the line quality of my art when I'm doing it. So, and I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Because you're like, line quality? What the hell are you talking about? Line quality goes like this. Lines carry weight. Lines carry weight. So if you make a nice thin line, it looks like a nice thin line. Like it looks like it's nice and light. But if you were to make a little more solid, obviously it looks a little heavier. It looks a little more towards the ground. And if you double that line, or triple it, so that a nice solid line, obviously it looks heavier and also again carries weight. So when you start drawing cartoon characters, you have to keep in mind where the heaviness is in the body and that kind of thing. I'll explain. Let me erase this for a second. Let me draw you something simple. And I always say, if you want to draw something simple to get started, um, and I always say, like, start with drawing with others. And I give you a basic example of how where heavy comes into play. So, say this letter A, you want to make it a little bit more cartoony. I would say you want to have it heavier at the bottom and lighter at the top. Of course, you would make the line thicker down here and thinner up here. And between if you kind of like that, right? Right here. And so come like that. There's always something going on here. Okay, we'll do the same with the bead. So you see, you make it light at the top and heavy at the top. So it's kind of like a really bead done here, bead done a little heavier. And here. And even heavier with more. And that part's a little heavier too. C as well with these lighter here and lighter down, obviously you can see a thicker line. And see how it changes the shape of the letter? So something like that. So I always start with drawing just letters to practice line quality. So obviously when there are thicker lines, it's a good way to practice too. It gives you a cool way of doing your own kind of calligraphy in a sense. That's what they call it, calligraphy, when you get to do it with art with lettering. But when you start doing it with, say, shapes, so we'll do, like I always tell people, your shapes, your numbers, your letters. It's a good way of learning how to draw for sure. So um, line quality, again, when you're doing, say you have a circle and you want the circle to look a little heavier. Put over here so you can see a little bit. So of course you make the line at the bottom a little heavier. And most people probably make it a little bit better. You can also keep all kinds of things into consideration too, because you can also think about, as you can see, as I start making the line a little heavier, you see how it takes on the weight. It almost makes it look like there's a shadow. And you could have it so that there's a little bit of a shadow. Let's say maybe there's a shadow. It's the shape of the egg. Or the circle. Make it look more like an orb now. It looks actually that it's sitting on something. And so then you can actually put a little bit of extra line and make it look a little bit heavier. Spreading that. You see? You're adding more weight to the circle. You turn it into something other than a circle. Now it's become something heavy, like an egg or something. You can add, now that you know where the light's coming from, you can make the circle here, light circle, and it almost looks like there's light coming down on the egg, and you can see how the shadow goes. Isn't that neat? And that's how you get started with doing drawings like that. You just kind of keep in mind where everything is, and then keep in mind where light is too. Light is very important. I was told my drawings are good, and it's the one thing I'm very happy that my quality is getting better, but keeping light always in mind is very important. So say if you have, even when you're doing a landscape, you say, like the one I did yesterday, that shows the sun, and there's mountains, mountains. And then there's the foreground and there's the one in the foreground, right? You have to keep in mind that there's light coming from this. So because there's light coming out, there's going to be light on top here, there's going to be light on top of there, on top of the head. It's going to kind of go around the face too, and you get to keep in mind the tail as well. So, gotta follow the light. There we go. Some interesting things you can do to get better at your drawings. There we go. Cartooning is always a lot of fun, especially when you do cartoons of people and things, making them look real from something that starts off just as, like I said, just like a basic circle, square, or even like a triangle. Triangle, triangle man, triangle man. Triangle man meets triangle man. Get in fight, triangle man. Triangle man. So say triangle here. See? Maybe if you want to make it seem a little heavier, one color blue would be so you have a little heavier line across the bottom. Oops. And of course, if the red light's coming from, so see it was coming from like behind it in this way. So obviously, there would be like some strange maybe shadow from this way. I see shadow from strangely, you know. Maybe it look like this, so maybe it look like that. The pyramid. They look like a pyramid. Cameras in the background here. Because that's the kind of fun I like to have. You can make like a little camel. And of course, the light would be darker on the side because this is where the shadow would be. That's too interesting. Interesting. There we go. I always like to have fun. I like to play. All right, so there you go. Look at that. So light is important when you're doing cartoons as well, or can be, especially when you want to try and do a realistic cartoon. But if you're just trying for fun and you just like to play with just the idea of circles, you make it very 2D shaped, okay? So of course you can have like I usually do, like my face is so easy to make. Very simple, very easy. Lemon squeezy. And the fun is being able to come up with faces on the fly too. Okay. Quick and easy. This is something that you can think about and just draw a face. So they ask you to draw a face, you could go and start by just going like this. There you go, your face. Really easy. And all it is two circles and upside down, number 7. And it's image C, kind of laying on his back. You got the eyes and the eyebrows. The crazy eyebrows. And there you go, you got a face. And it's really easy once you get the idea of how to make a face to continue drawing the face after you make it. And that's the fun of learning cartooning, is just to be able to continue from where you left off and do it better every time that you do it. And maybe one day you'll get lucky and somebody will spot you out of a crowd of 50,000 people and say, you're the one we need to do all this art that we need you to do, and blah, 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 blah. And you become rich and famous and blah, blah, blah. No, it doesn't work that way. And that's why I say If you're going to do it, if you love doing it, just want to do it, just do it. Because, it might not make you any money, it might not bring any fame, but if it brings you happiness when you're doing it, that's the best point of doing something in the first place. So, and with that being said, I'm going to go and relax now and maybe do a little bit of my own drawings too. Because today is a day off for me and I plan to take it very, very easy. I do. And maybe I might even dye my hair. What do you think? Is green a good color for me, you think, next? Green, maybe purple? Let me know in the comments below if you want to see some new colors on my body, okay? And as I say, oh, peace, oh brother, look a little bit at it. And let me add a little happiness to you by adding a little bit of pink. Tell me what you think. Oh, hey, you look swell. Hey, I hope you have a fantastic day. I really do. And I'll be thinking of you. Keep in touch.